For this particular assignment, you guys are going to complete an analysis of a particular model. And so you're going to use information from the previous lecture, from our lecture on social learning theory. So these components, these conditions for successful modeling, we talked about attention, retention, motor reproduction, and motivation. So you're going to analyze, you're going to use each of these components to analyze this specific model in your assignment. So let's take a look at your assignment. So you're going to complete an activity. So for this activity, you're actually going to make a paper crane, an origami paper crane. And so here are the materials that you'll need. Here's the YouTube video that you'll watch, and you're going to create the paper crane while you're watching the video or after you've watched it to entirety. And so the model here is going to be the YouTube video, and so throughout this analysis you are going to analyze how effective you believe this YouTube video is, so all on its own. So I want you to first answer the following questions looking at attention. Were you able to pay attention as you watched the video? Were you able to pay attention to the important aspects of the task? What factors made it easy or difficult for you to pay attention? Next component I want you to examine is retention. How easily could you remember the specific steps that were modeled? Describe the particular strategies you used to help you remember each step. Motor reproduction. How easily could you execute the specific behaviors or steps that were demonstrated? Did physical limitations get in the way? And finally, motivation. How motivated were you to learn the task? What factors affected your level of motivation? And finally, I want you to reflect on this process of and this modeling component. So I want you to tell me, was the video an effective model? Why or why not? How could it have been a more effective model? So for instance, thinking about maybe an additional aspect needed to be needed. So for instance, if you are using this in the classroom, if you have students in the classroom, would you give this YouTube video? Would you give the video and only the video to teach your students how to do this particular task, how to create an origami crane? Or would additional strategies, for instance, could have been used? Would additional explanations, what maybe other additional scaffolding techniques, for instance, what could have been used to make it a more effective model? Describe how reciprocal determination would influence your performance in this activity. And finally, in addition to using a video to teach students how to make a paper crane, how could an art teacher use vicarious learning to teach this activity? So thinking about a teacher using this in the classroom through observational learning, what could an art teacher do? What kinds of specific strategies could an art teacher use? So let me make a correction. So to differentiate between question number 1 and question number 3, let me actually change a little bit of my interpretation on question 1. Sorry, it's been a while since I visited these questions. So let's look at just the video for question 1. Just the video. If you were looking at just the video being an effective model, is it or is it not? How could just the video itself been more effective? What could have been done within the video to be more effective? And then the last question, if a teacher is using this video to help teach this activity, to help teach the skill, what additional strategies could this art teacher use? How could this teacher use observational learning or vicarious learning to teach this activity? Okay. It doesn't have to be an essay form. It can be about a half a page to a page. There's no certain format here. Just follow the questions, the guiding questions, and please provide me complete and thorough answers for each question. I look forward to your submissions. Thank you.